Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Vashan Brown. Trading continues amid the COVID-19 outbreak, but the market is reeling, falling 14% since the first case of the virus was detected in Jamaica last Tuesday. But the Jamaica Stock Exchange is telling investors not to panic and to remember that history shows that things will turn around. The managing director of the stock exchange, Marlene Street Forest, made the observation in an interview with Dashan Hendricks.
We have seen crisis before.
This crisis brought on by the COVID-19 virus is causing panic, which is also affecting investments. But Marlene Street Forest, the managing director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, is appealing to investors to remain calm and level-headed.
The fact is that companies will be responding to any fallout.
So far, investors pulling out has resulted in the local exchange losing billions since last Tuesday. Since the start of the year, the market is down 29%. Mrs. Street Forest says she expects recovery, pointing to the global financial crisis a decade ago, which hit the market badly then, but after a turnaround.
We have had, for the last 5 or more years, a market that has gone up, and it has gone up on the basis of fundamentals, how companies are performing. And that should still be the basis on which one analyzes whether to stay in a company or not.
So no panic selling, save for the long haul. The recommendations from the head of the stock exchange, particularly for new investors who started investing with recent IPOs and are now nervous as they see the prices dipping. She points out that big investors are not pulling out of the market, and the small ones should take a cue from them because the large investors have enough experience and expertise to know that the decline won't last long.
In that case, there are opportunities for the investors who want to invest for the long term. So there is positive, there's negative. But in it all, the fact is that investors who want to invest in the long run, it is a market for it now.
Apart from encouraging investors to stay the course, Mrs. Street Forest said the COVID-19 virus is affecting companies' plans to hold annual general meetings.
By law, a company is required to conduct an AGM within 15 months of the last AGM. And in the event that it is a new company, 18 months.
Well, already several have been postponed in keeping with the ban on gatherings of more than 20 persons. Mrs. Street Forest asks that more observe the protocol and not hold those AGMs. But she notes that the crisis could last beyond the given time frame, putting the directors of each company at risk of a fine of $50,000 each. And so
I'm going to say, though, Dashan, that I believe that we would like to hear from the Minister of MICOF, Industry, Commerce and Fisheries, or is designate, as to what would prevail in the event that a company does not have that AGM within the 15 months.
For itself, she says that the exchange has implemented its business continuity plan.
What it means, therefore, is that while persons will not congregate at the stock exchange, will not come into the stock exchange, the trading platform goes on as usual. The settlement of transactions goes on. We are remotely connected to the brokers, so the brokers can input their trading, their orders as per usual.
But the listing of new stocks will be affected. The plan was for 20 this year, but IPOs are already being postponed. Trans Jamaica, which was the last before the COVID-19 outbreak, was approved for listing on Wednesday and could list as early as Friday without the normal ceremony. That apart, Mrs. Street Forest says, as part of the COVID-19 response, companies in difficulties can be granted a 15-day extension to submit financials. And she encouraged the government to bring new listings to the market as quickly as feasible to replace any that has been pushed back because of COVID-19. Dashan Hendricks, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, the JC Index lost 151 points today, and the Junior Market Index gained 76 points. Among the winners were G West Corporation, Caribbean Producers Jamaica, Lasca Distributors, Jetcon Corporation, and the CAC 2000. On the losing side were Sagicor Select Funds, Manufacturing and Distribution, Mayberry Investments, 138 Student Living, Seprod, and Sterling Investments. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ has temporarily increased the amount of foreign exchange on the market. In a release, the BOJ announced that it has raised the limit on the foreign currency net open positions of authorized dealers by 5 percentage points. This temporary increase will remain in effect until June 30 this year. The central bank says it will continue to monitor the implications of the financial market developments and will appropriately adjust the limit. Currency trading ended today with the US dollar selling for $136.14, the Canadian dollar $95.99, the pound closed at $160.59, while the euro ended the day at $149. And that's the Business Day. I'm Vashan Brown. Good evening.